We are a go. That means start.
I know. Hello and welcome. We're talking about our academic escapades today. I'm your Time Sweeps host, Connor Meinke.
And I'm Gary.
And I'm Wyatt. This week we're talking about our school stories, and after we bring you some more current nerd news.
Alright, we're back.
And we are live.
Live.
So, like I said, we'd start out with some nerd news. The night before we're recording this, the Game Awards, they came out. We got to see who won Game of the Year. And surprise, it wasn't Resident Evil. Who would have thought that it took more than a half-assed game and a giant... How do I want to phrase it?
The power.
The power.
The power.
The power.
It took more than Lady Dimitrescu.
The power within.
If I'm not mistaken, the winner was It Takes Two.
Oh, yeah. The
thought that
yarn game?
Yeah, I thought that game looked like fun. I
don't have
obviously
someone to play it with.
Yeah, haven't had a chance to play it.
Whatever. You have a brother.
Yeah.
I don't even have anyone to play games with me.
That's why I'm here.
I cry.
Alright, so...
we were talking about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I'm saying leaked casting in quotations because nothing's confirmed yet.
And it seems very unlikely.
Right. But I don't know his name, but the kid, he's a grown man. The guy from AP Bio, he's the teacher. I'm going to pull up IMDb real quick.
I'll pull up the other actor you were talking about. This is like something that like
they want Glenn Howerton, maybe?
Is that his name?
Yes. He plays Jack Griffin. That's the name of the teacher in AP Bio. They want this dude to play Mr. Fantastic. Connor, throw a picture of him up on screen.
And they were also talking about, for the Invisible Woman, Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, that's her name.
Yeah. The voice actress for Anna, she's also stars in The Good Place. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he doesn't look like a
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the face.
And they want some.
Seth Rogen will not be Ben Grimm.
No.
He's way too funny to be Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm is like a.
He's only funny because of one-liners about smacking people.
Right. Like
his catchphrase is "It's clobbering time."
It's clobbering time.
I don't.
It's clobbering time. Like
it's clobbering time. It'd be hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. The only reason I can't imagine them using John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic is John Krasinski doesn't want to do it.
And he seems like he'd love to do it.
Well, because he auditioned for Captain America.
Right.
So, like, he wants to be a superhero. That's just what I think. I don't know. I'm not speaking for him. But, like...
I mean, I know John Krasinski is playing Superman in that animated...
Yeah, he's
with
the
voice
Rock.
of
Superman, yeah. Which I kind of like that.
With The Rock.
I could see his voice being Superman.
Yeah.
I don't know about a lot of the other castings. Not The Rock, but like every other voice actor in that Super Pets movie.
Does the dog say, it's about drive, it's about power.
I want him to so bad. I want Crypto to just start
we
singing.
devour.
But this week...
Just at the end of at a part of the movie, he's like, I devour.
It's about power.
It's about power.
About power. But this week we also got news that if Daredevil were to come into the MCU, it would be Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige himself said that.
Yeah, that
The
was
man.
directly from Kevin Feige on a nowhere
home.
Yeah, nowhere home. On a No Way Home press meeting.
Also,
him and Amy Pascal were together.
Not related, but we need to buy tickets like now for that movie.
I was planning on doing that hopefully later.
Okay.
I was going to buy me and my brother, and I was thinking we might be able to split it because I think the seats that we're looking for are too overly priced.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know.
Looking for deeper into it.
Anyway,
well, we should be able to figure it out. It'll be fine. We'll get tickets, and we might be able to get a decent price in that theater for an earlier screening. Hopefully, we can take.
Wasn't it also confirmed that we're going to get 3 more Spider-Man movies?
Amy Pascal says so.
But did she say Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, or did she just say Spider-Man movies?
I think she was mostly meaning Tom Holland.
But, like, I don't know, because I think the
believe
quote went something like, "We're gonna get 3 more Spider-Man movies in this universe" or something like that.
Right.
But that could mean that like Miles takes up, and we get a Miles movie.
I think it was in reference to the interviewer asking about what Tom Holland said previously.
About him being tired of.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to do this until I'm like in my 30s, and it's like,
You
dude,
liar.
you're Spider-Man.
Right.
You're like one of the top 3 superheroes ever.
Right.
Like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like until recently, no one like cared about Iron Man. No one gave a crap about Iron Man.
Not until Iron Man 1 came out.
Right.
A lot of people didn't even know who Iron Man was.
Right. I would argue for the longest time the Black Sabbath song was more famous than the actual comic book.
Oh yeah. I agree.
It definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's actually really interesting to see how that's changed so far, but from what I can remember, that's like the biggest MCU news we're hearing about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which Kevin Feige saying that makes it sound like there is maybe like a little cameo teaser we'll see coming in these like very soon.
If we get a Charlie Cox, that's his name, Daredevil.
Yeah.
If we get a cameo by him, I don't know if I'd prefer it in Spider-Man or in the Hawkeye show. Because like I don't want them to pull a Spider-Man 3 and just throw too much in this movie.
That's what I'm worried about. Like even if it's a small cameo, I don't feel like major audiences could handle that. Like in a comic, that's nothing.
Right.
It's just like, oh yeah, Matthew Murdock, he exists. But in a movie, people would be like, oh my god, where is Daredevil? Why is it Daredevil in a final fight? It's like,
right,
because it's not a Daredevil movie.
But like if he was in a Hawkeye as a cameo, because apparently the same person who played Kingpin is gonna appear
Vincent
in quotations
D'Onofrio.
mark. Yeah, he's gonna appear in quotations because it's not confirmed yet in Hawkeye.
Which I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm
Right.
really hoping that we can see that happen.
So if we
soon.
get a glimpse of maybe Ronan and Daredevil working together at some point, I think that would be cooler than seeing him in Spider-Man.
I think it'd be nice to see him in Spider-Man, but like I said, I just don't think audiences could handle it.
Mm-mm.
And there's definitely more
Especially if
places
Toby and
where-
Andrew are already in this movie.
Right.
Because one, why would you want to introduce a character when you're gonna have that later in the movie and completely overshadow that movie?
That's the thing.
Not that movie, that moment in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like in comics, that's just nothing.
Right.
It's like, oh, cool, they're here just for doing their thing for a minute. Meanwhile, the actual story happens later. But when it comes to movies, people just, when they watch them, they just can't handle that style of storytelling.
Yeah.
Major audiences can't handle it.
No.
And I don't mean that to be insulting to possibly viewers, but some of you can't handle it.
You can't handle the truth.
You'll be sitting there like, why Daredevil? Why he exists if he no do something? It's like because it's a universe.
Because you can't see it happening.
It's a universe of people. That's why, if he exists, he wasn't an Endgame.
Right.
Or that's why Red Guardian wasn't an Endgame when that Black Widow takes place before Endgame.
Or Yelena.
Right.
Which should we talk about that? Connor, have you seen Hawkeye?
No.
Oh my
I
god!
already know.
It's
I
all over
already
the
know.
internet.
I already know.
So Yelena shows up, which was expected for episode 4.
Right, and I saw people talking about when she's wearing a night vision goggle mask thing,
Mm-hmm.
and people were flipping out about her ponytail, her
What's
hair
wrong with
braid.
her ponytail?
They were like, it looks just like Natasha's from the last time she saw her. It's a reference. Oh my God, she loves her adoptive sister.
Or that's how every Black Widow tied their hair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or you're wearing a mask, and it's much easier to have your hair braided, to put on the mask, and then tuck it into the back of your collar.
Right.
It's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Or, it's a reference. Oh my God, it's
it's a
Natasha Romanoff. It's a reference.
Natasha Romanoff. I like how one thing I don't like about Hawkeye is every time Natasha's brought up, it's yeah, she was the best at what she did. I'm like, okay.
And I mean, to Hawkeye, that would be the case.
Right.
So I'm okay with it in this context, but when fans talk about it, it's they're literally it's the same thing. Except one has boobs.
One has boobs.
And the other has arrows.
Which I not anything against boobs, but and this is just me, I love arrow-based heroes.
I think
and a lot
amazing.
I saw a TikTok once and it deeply offended me. It was this guy who does tier lists on TikTok, and he went DC superhero tier list, and the first hero up was Green Arrow. He's like, F. Because Arrow-based superheroes are boring and they suck, and it offended me. And
So my argument to that is he's like Batman, but he uses a bow and arrow.
But he uses bow and arrow.
If you look into Oliver Queen, he's very similar,
Right.
except a little bit nicer.
Right.
Other than when he found out when Speedy was on crack, he beat him. He did.
Yeah.
In the street.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it it was a rooftop?
Something like that. Well, and then there was and if you go by CW shows, he's literally just Batman. Same
Yeah.
same villains, and he kills people. But he kills people in the early seasons of that show.
I think in the comics he does kind of kill a lot of people.
You failed this city.
I was gonna say, except for that part. To this day, I still think it sounds really corny.
You have failed.
You failed this city. Now I shoot arrows at
He
you.
even talks like Batman in the beginning of that show. Where is she? Where is she? Where's Rachel?
I'll be honest, it's kind of an unpopular take, but Arrow was just okay to me.
It wasn't my.
It made people like
Now,
Green Arrow.
so like right, which I think is cool. I like that
that.
aspect.
All right. Let's stay on topic.
Where this is part of nerd
this
talk.
is still beginning
Nerd
of the
talk, that's
nerd
fair.
talk nerd
It's part of
news.
nerd news.
We are a little far off from where we started with the nerd news, though.
True, but that's what nerd news is.
Kind of, yeah. I actually, that was something else. We did get some more video game news. Star Wars Eclipse, a new game taking
Yes.
place in that.
But Star Wars
Interesting.
Battlefront 3 has officially been never to be a thing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are like, okay, who cares? And a lot of people are like, oh.
It'd be nice to have another Battlefront type game if they could handle it.
We're gonna get another reboot
Yeah.
of Battlefront. It's gonna be called Battlefront, and the next is gonna be Battlefront 2, and then we're not gonna get a Battlefront 3.
That's how it goes.
It's
Yeah.
the cycle. It's on a very similar Spider-Man cycle.
Yeah. This will be the. What do you mean it's very similar to
What-
Spider-Man cycle?
What do they call that? What do they call that new Star Wars age?
Old Republic?
The High Republic.
High Republic.
Republic.
That's when it'll take place. What is it? 500 years before the Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is I love that era, or at least in Legends of Star Wars, because like none of all the comics were like not canon. Like
Yeah,
They
when
just
Disney
went one
bought
day,
it, they got rid of
they
everything.
smacked
before.
it like and they're like, you're not canon anymore.
And they're trying to replace the
There was,
Old
like, one
Republic
line
with
of
the
vi-
High Republic, and it's really weird.
Right, and there was like one line of like Vader comics I think that they kept canon, or am I wrong there?
There was something they did recently in a Vader comic that was like very referential, and even in the what was it, The Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
If you look through a lot of the visual guides and even movie notes, they're one of the fleets. Supposedly, all the fleets of the Sith Empire there that Palpatine has,
Mm-hmm.
all are named after Sith Sith-based people.
Okay.
One of the fleets is named Revan.
Okay.
And in The Last Jedi, Revan was also supposed to make an appearance, supposedly.
Okay.
It was going to be really a weird sequence, but it actually would have been kind of interesting to see that play out versus the weird cave scene we did get. We
Right.
also got gameplay of the Suicide Squad game.
Yep. The Flash part of it, or like
Yeah,
did you see the Flash? Was that a cinematic? That wasn't gameplay.
that part was was
Yeah.
cinematic.
But, like, that was-
leads into the
Everyone's like,
gameplay.
why did Flash have to do him like that? And I'm like, because he's the Flash.
Because he's the Flash.
Like, I love those memes where it's like, when you play, if
That's how the Flash is supposed to act.
right, it's like Injustice if the Flash actually had his speed or something, like the game Injustice. If Flash
Yeah.
actually had his speed, it's like,
He's beating the crap out of everybody.
yeah, like no competition. Maybe like Superman, but like who cares about Superman?
I
care.
He has his place in history and world.
I
But
mean,
like,
I
we
guess he
also
was.
gotta-
I guess he was the first comic book superhero. Like,
to have that level of like prestige. And
no, I think he
power.
was the like.
I believe the Phantom is older. Like the Jungle Dude with two M1911s that just kind of goes
Mm.
around shooting people.
Well, I mean, like the first superhero for like the modern age, like Cape and like
Yeah, the full blown.
like Cape outside, underwear on the
modern
outside.
age.
Yeah.
Cape flapping. Cape flapping.
Cape flapping. I thought you were saying Kate something, and I was like, Connor, I don't know who you're talking about.
No.
I thought you were gonna drop something on me that I didn't know about.
No.
Kate Bishop.
Yes, she's the first one.
Yes, secretly all this time.
She's the first superhero.
Oh, supposedly we're gonna see a comic accurate Hawkeye costume.
Yeah, that the Flarpers are gonna make.
Yeah, the Flarpers.
The LARPers.
Supposedly
Sorry.
that'll happen in the next.
You guys put F in my my brain. The LARPers.
Supposedly,
stupid.
we'll see that happen soon. Oh, to end off the DC part, there's also a Wonder Woman game coming. That's literally all the news there. We don't know anything else.
That could potentially be fun. Or it
It's-
could potentially be like Guardians of the Galaxy game, the game that everyone's excited for and it came out and no one
Also,
cares about it.
Okay.
Which
so
one? The one that just came
The
out?
one that just came out.
That won an award last night. I thought everybody loved it.
Oh, like I haven't seen any news about it
Oh,
since
that-
it came out.
I was going to say it won Best Narrative at the Game Awards.
Oh, nice. I don't know anything about that game.
I've known most people that have played it said that they loved it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, in other news, I saw an interview between Tom Holland and Seth Meyers last night. The press has only been shown 40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I think...
Isn't this going to be like one of the longest MCU films of...
I know.
I think
but
it's the longest Spider-Man movie.
they usually show more than 40 minutes.
To be fair, I think that's a little more, maybe about the same as much as they showed during the in-game press.
Well, yeah, but
It's the same kind of scenario. They have a big end scenario that, like, anybody who knows anything about comics or can inference a little bit more beyond what the news tells people knows that it's going to be huge.
yeah.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the thing that they did with in-game, they're just applying it to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do something big. That all but confirms to me that
Tom?
what is the next big thing that they could do?
Right. So, like Tom Holland said that this is going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever made. And I'm like, it has potential to be.
It still has to come out.
It has the potential to be the best Spider-Man movie ever made, or it could be the biggest letdown in Spider-Man history. Because I
Don't
think
you
it's been
Freaking
been
dare.
overhyped. If it could be overhyped if Tobey and Andrew are not in this movie.
Right.
But
They
like,
are.
can we talk about how Sony's
they
like
have to be.
a genius because they've spent like $0 on marketing for this movie?
Oh yeah.
Because the
And
fans
the
have done
marketing
it all.
they have paid on. There's an actual Daily Bugle stand in New York, sponsored by Liberty
and
Mutual.
also,
And
like,
there's this TikTok account, Daily Bugle.
and also today they released a video of like talking about fan theories, and it's Tom, Jacob, and Zendaya going through fan theories, pulling them out of a hat, and one of them's a Daredevil, and they were like, maybe, and then talking about Ned being Hobgoblin, and he was like, I don't know, and
Ned, why did you lose 100 pounds for like?
and
Yeah,
then
like,
I mean, other than the
and
fact
then
that
he
you look
says,
amazing
there's a
now, but
moment.
like,
And I was like, what? And then it was talked about something Green Goblin being from an alternate timeline and Peter ruins it or something. I don't know. I was like, what?
I told my mom once that the only way I go through a major body transformation is if I get casted in a Marvel movie.
I'm thinking I'm about to have a panic episode and go through one.
All
We'll
right.
find out.
All right, we're about at 20 minutes. Do we want to?
I think this is a perfect launching off point thinking about Spider-Man movies because it's the one thing that's been present through one major thing for us. School.
We're about to see that movie.
The entire time we've been in school, there has been Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like other superheroes.
Wait, think about this. What grade were we in 2007? We were in school, right?
We would have been in like kindergarten.
So like elementary school, Tobey Maguire's last movie comes out. Middle school, we have Andrew.
Yeah, like our
I think
And
actually,
high school is
in,
when like we
ending
get
of
Tom.
elementary school, we get our first Andrew Garfield. 8th grade, we get our second Andrew
Our
Garfield.
last Andrew Garfield.
After high school year, like the summer.
You
was
guys
it the
remember?
summer? No, it was the summer
I
after
remember
8th
getting
grade.
a text from you being like, guys, Spider-Man's going to be in Civil War.
Dude, yeah.
And we were like, no, that's not happening.
I'm like texting you. It's like, dude, Spider-Man's gonna be in Civil War.
You're like,
and
watch the trailer. Watch the trailer.
Trailer, Spider-Man, trailer.
I remember that.
I was gonna say, if you scroll back far
We-
enough, it might be
we
there.
also did the same thing with what was it? Star Wars.
Oh man, which one? I feel like I did that to
The
all
Force
of you for
Awakens.
each Star Wars movie.
The Force Awakens.
It's like Star Wars trailer came out. I was like, it's go time. Watch it now.
Do it,
Star Wars.
Wyatt!
Oh.
She's a wolf in mouse clothing.
Ah!
But like, there's been a lot of those moments where it's like, trailer. Like,
It's like Rogue One
Well-
when like
well,
they're
like
trying
the-
to launch and the dude's just like pulling the lever and he's just like launch.
well, when the newest Spider-Man trailer came out, like Wyatt was sitting on Sony's,
Oh, yeah, dude,
and I was like, send it as soon as you see it. Like,
I was on their channel like waiting, and it was like
weren't you
minutes-
like, wasn't like the number
I
of
clicked
views?
on
It was
it,
like in the single digits.
I was
in the
I was
single
I was
digits.
at work. I was at
I
work
was
and I was
number
refreshing
8.
Sony's page.
I was sitting right there playing Call of Duty, and when Wyatt sent the thing, I threw my controller to the side and I watched the trailer like 4 times because I was like, oh my god, it looks so good.
I was like, I think I specifically rolled back just to listen to Willem Dafoe's laugh.
No one can do it. No one can.
It's
do
just Willem Dafoe.
it. It's just like that laugh will die with him.
Literally.
Green Goblin dies with him.
I don't know about that.
No, but there's like a reason that they brought them back because like
Right. They did their job so well. They did exactly what the MCU aims to do.
I saw I saw like a really good. It wasn't a meme. It was a really good edit, and it was like
God bless Sam Raimi.
it was like no, it was like if the MCU was made in 2000 in the early 2000s, and it was like Toby's Spider-Man, Ben Affleck's Daredevil,
God.
Elektra, like, and all the super Blade, like the old Blade. I forget the actor's name.
God
Wesley
dang it! If you
Snipes.
didn't say thank you. If you didn't say that you
Yes.
forgot his name, I would have been like, oh yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Like it was like all like the Marvel movies that were made back in the day, like
I love Wesley.
the
Snipes
original
Blade.
Fantastic Four, like not the original,
Yeah, the guys
like,
from that
the
period.
2005 and 2007. That's so weird to think about. Spider-Man 3 came out, and then Fantastic Four came out in 2007 as well, and then the next year we got the start of the MCU.
Right.
Think about that.
That
That's
is-
so weird.
We
How
were
close
literally
that is.
in kindergarten.
Yes.
And here we are now. Literally the entire time that we've been alive, there has been 3 Spider-Men.
Yep.
And that's almost kind of weird to think about how that's changed as we've almost like progressed through school.
How many? So, were we alive? Have we only been alive for 2 Batman?
3 accounting.
Technically 3.
Pattinson.
But like we weren't old enough to remember like
Keaton, no.
Keaton, yeah.
Or George Clooney, for that matter.
when were they Batman?
Clooney was 98, wasn't it?
We weren't alive.
That's what I'm saying. We wouldn't have remembered Clooney.
Okay.
And Keaton started in 89. Val Kilmer, I don't remember what year that was. 95?
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying like we've only been alive for 2 like new Batman.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Well, okay. So when we were kids,
okay,
there was God bless it, Christian Bale,
right.
and then there was Affleck.
Oh, 3. Yeah, so 3.
Now we're
I forgot
on.
about Affleck.
Okay, I thought you were forgetting about Pattinson.
No,
I was
I
like,
forgot about-
cried in Connor's basement while watching the trailer.
No,
with
I
you.
forgot about Affleck.
All
I
right.
forgot about Affleck.
But yeah, it's weird that we can mark our time in school with these movies, and
Mhm.
I actually used a lot of them to get through school. Like I only
Oh,
got
yeah.
through 6th grade by waiting for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I remember when people were crapping on that movie. Like,
Right?
it's just Marvel Star Wars.
Do you remember all those years ago when we were in kindergarten?
Mm-hmm.
It's the end of that year.
Mm-hmm.
You were the only other person I remember talking about Iron Man.
Me?
You. In my classroom. I don't remember anybody else really saying anything. Connor,
No.
do you remember anybody?
Not really.
Because, I mean, we were literally
Maybe Ian Epperson.
5, 6.
Yeah.
That, I'd believe that, and I
But-
just don't remember.
Shout out to Ian Epperson if you ever listen to this. I don't think you will, but
Ian
shout out.
talked more about Transformers.
But like
That's
me and
true.
Ian were like buds over Transformers. Like his dad. So my dad took us to go see Transformers 2. His dad took us to go see Transformers 2 twice, and then, like we went to go see. I don't know why. Like we went to go see that movie so many times, but we did.
That's funny.
But anyway, we're about 24 minutes into this, so we need to change
Yeah.
topic and go to the
We'll
actual
get-
topic
get
of
in
the
proper
episode.
gear. So,
All right.
our time in school stories, all the things
School.
that happen.
It sucks. Don't go to it.
Remember,
No,
kids,
go to school. Don't
smoke
go
your
to school.
vegetables. Don't do school. Eat your drugs.
Eat grass. Smoke grass.
Eat
and
grass.
Eat grass.
Sled last.
Skip class. Smoke grass and eat grass. Eat paste.
Yes.
Eat paste.
Okay. Eggs.
Okay. What? I don't know. I don't have any school stories off the top of my head, so someone else needs to start.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
So there was this one time at band camp.
Wait, are you talking about the flute?
Yeah. Whole thing.
Whole thing.
True
Gone.
story, dude.
Gone.
Dude.
True story.
It was gone.
It was gone.
Gone.
Shattered into oblivion inside.
Okay.
So,
Wait, can we
Connor, it sounded like...
Wait, this sounds like a good episode to finally give backstory to the 2 to 3 inch knife.
No, we'll get to that later. I don't want to talk about that right now.
All right. So.
Connor,
But it involves a school trip, Wyatt.
All right. You two. All right.
you
I mean,
won.
we all collectively survived. And I'm
Our-
pretty
our
sure she wouldn't
elementary
listen
school.
to us.
We'll
well,
say R. I know who you're talking about. We'll say
first
R.
grade teacher.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
about to say, are we talking about the first grade teacher here?
Yeah. We can call her R, I think.
R. Miss
And that's
R.
not an offensive referral of anything. That was her name, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying like our first grade teacher.
Arg. Our first grade teacher. Our first grade
Our
teacher.
first grade teacher.
Arg. Okay.
She was scary.
She.
She only liked our friend Richie.
Really did.
Yeah.
That was the only kid she liked.
I feel like some of the people we've already named off, I'm not afraid to name them off. I feel
Yeah.
like they'd be comfortable with this, but if you're not and you hear this, go ahead and tell us and we'll fix it.
All right. So basically, she just had no right being a teacher.
She was not.
She
No.
was no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
It was like a collective of like 4 moms,
That guy.
including Connor's mom.
Yeah, this was like, if I could think of a historical situation to apply this to,
Yeah.
it's like when all the countries in Europe got sick of Napoleon's crap.
Yeah.
And they got together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time they actually succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a collective of like 4 moms. Connor's mom was there. And like they got her fired. But not
Yeah,
until
I feel like-
after we
Let's let
left
Connor
her
tell
class.
the story.
Okay.
All right. So like, she was god awful at teaching. I remember because she had already gotten complaints from my mom.
Everyone.
So-
Everyone.
Like she would take a recess because I mean some of the kids were kind of, but like whenever you're bad at teaching, obviously, your kids are gonna act out.
Those kids that he's talking about, I was one of them.
Yeah, you were.
I don't even know what I did to her.
You just existed, Wyatt. It's
Well, I
okay.
was I remember when she kicked me out of class on favorite jersey day for wearing a KU shirt. It was kind of like the substitute teacher Key and Peele skit where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
tell him exactly what you did.
Tell her what you did.
But I'm just wearing a KU shirt. Get out of my! You're not coming in my class wearing that.
So like.
That's a true story, by the way. I'm not
Yeah,
making
I
that
know.
up.
I remember. So like, I remember she took our recess away, and I was like, "Isn't that kind of?" I think the word I used was harsh, and I just looked at her. I was like, and she's like, "No." I was like, "You're taking a recess away for something that wasn't even that bad. We stopped after you said stop like twice. It was only that one kid who kept on doing it, but the rest of us stopped."
Was the one kid me?
No.
Okay.
I
No.
remember his name. I'm not going to name him off, but he would consistently like egg on the teacher, egg on other students. It was just kind of the thing he
Yeah,
did.
and then
I'm just glad it wasn't
and then we
me.
got our recess back.
I remember the kid consistently always talking about, quote, I swear to God I remember this very clearly, Wedgie Town.
Whistleton.
Yeah?
Yeah, but
That was like his catchphrase for some
I-
reason in my
I
head.
got-
Wedgie Town?
I remember him saying that.
but seriously, I did that like 4 or 5 times.
I
I saved our recess so many times.
just tried to
Survive.
survive. So like I don't know about y'all, but
Y'all.
but me, as the little crap I was, I got sent to buddy rooms a lot, like every day I was in one.
Yeah.
I remember going to some of Wyatt's classrooms.
Yeah, throughout our schooling history,
I'd be like, "What's up, Wyatt? I'm in trouble."
we would find each other in different rooms.
"What's up, Wyatt? I'm in trouble." And then the teacher would be like, "You're not supposed to talk to other students while you're in here."
Looks teacher in the eye. Sup, dog?
I loved the one I got sent to. What was her name? Miss Green.
Green, first grade teacher.
That was the first grade teacher, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would like intentionally get like our teacher to like send me out of the room so I could go chill in an actually good teacher's classroom.
See, I would like, I don't, like, sometimes I just, like, exist, and I remember her yelling at me.
You're like, I'm literally sitting here.
I remember one time that clearly being the situation. There was another kid in the class she kept confusing me for. If you remember him.
Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He existed in that classroom.
Yeah, he had very similar haircut, very similar clothing choice, yeah.
But it wasn't similar enough to, I think, justify all the crap that she
Yeah.
would do.
You did have a good grace period because I think he went like he went to
he went to
Disney World for a while, right?
I think so. He did something for a while, and then he came back, and then it became worse.
Yeah.
She would get us confused even more. My hair was darker than his. He had more freckles. His head was much more slender. He was taller.
I still have
He
no
looked
idea who
very different, other than having a few
Walker,
Lego Star
if you're
Wars
listening
shirts.
to this, I'm sorry for this fan. I'm sorry you have a doppelganger.
I still
But
have
I don't
no
even
idea
think
who
we
you're
don't
talking
look
about.
similar enough, though.
And I was in this class.
I think it was bullcrap that we were that we kept getting mixed up. And when I say mixed up, I mean she would call me him, and I would get in trouble for something else.
Yeah.
He just existed as another student. Meanwhile, I was over here taking everything that he did. Like, he would say something, and then she'd be like, "Wyatt!" I'm like, "What?" And I'm on the other side of the room. I'd be like,
that
over
meme didn't exist yet.
on the right side of the room. He'd be over on the left side of the room. He would do something, and I would get in trouble for it. And I
Yeah.
remember that happening
So-
on more than one occasion.
Miss R
Yeah.
now works at, or she did work at Hy-Vee for a while.
God, I wish I saw her. I wish I could look her in the eye.
So yeah.
You wish you could look a lot of people in the eye.
I do,
because I saw her one time. I was
because
like,
I also don't have
oh.
the guts to do it.
I was about to go on her checkout line. and I was
Wyatt,
like,
this
nope.
Wyatt's kind of like I'm not trying to be mean, okay? But like Wyatt's like a dog. Like if there's a fence in between
It's
him
like
and
the
someone
video of
else,
the two dogs that are yelling at each other, and they open the fence and they just like look down.
Wyatt versus Zack Snyder over the phone. Wyatt, you're such a and Wyatt and Zack Snyder in person.
I'm going to.
Hello,
stab you.
Mr. Snyder. I'm Wyatt.
I think him. I wouldn't be that nice, but
No,
I don't.
no.
I don't want to get into that one right now.
All right.
But this teacher,
Yes.
I remember her consistently just being like rude to every student but one.
You know, it was our friend Richie.
She was only okay with him.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
To this day.
She said, well, like, I asked her once, and she, like, I remember, like, why are you so nice to him, and you treat us like crap? She was like, well, he has ADHD, and this and that. I'm like, look, I have ADHD. Connor has ADHD. What is your logic, lady? Like, and there was other kids in class that I'm sure I said that had ADHD as well, but that's all I can remember right now is just Connor, because.
I remember one time there was like, it was a really weird day.
Right.
And I remember this in particular. I like had this moment. I did not want to be in class, and I broke down crying. First grade. I hated that teacher so much. I broke down crying. Like my mom dropped me off. I walked into the room, hung up my backpack, sat at my desk, and just started bawling.
If we think about it, like that class was like, we went to school with that group of kids for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, we
Yeah.
stuck with those
Like,
kids
not even like the
until-
other
most
class.
of them until we graduated.
Like a lot of kids in that first grade class.
literally.
Yeah.
And we all shared the same experience with that horrible woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I
Because like
remember-
our friend Tessa or my friend Tessa, and then like, wasn't Jason D in that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who else? What Kenny was in that class?
Yep.
Landon.
Landon was in that class.
I'm
Shout out to
assuming
Landon.
these guys are all cool with us saying our name.
Well, we're not saying last names.
Darren.
True. That should
was
be
in
fine.
Yeah,
Darren
terms
was
of-
in that class.
Yeah.
Darren.
And we're cool
I
with
lived
these
up
people.
down the street from Darren. We hung out a lot.
I lived around the corner from Landon.
Landon was dope. Who else was in that? There was a lot of kids in that class that was like we knew until we graduated.
Katie,
Still no.
that's
Raymond.
where we met Katie.
Raymond.
Because that was her first year in our district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Mary not?
Her friend, yeah.
Yeah.
She was still there.
Was she in? Was
our elementary school at that point?
She was in that class though. I've still talked to her.
Wasn't
not a lot though.
Abby in that class with us?
Abby Gaines.
Well, we can fix that part later.
But that
Abby, yeah,
maybe.
I think she was. John was in that class.
John was?
Because I remember, I think that's where I first met him. Sam was in that class, I think.
No. Was Raymond?
I think he was.
Yeah.
Dude, that class was stacked with like kids who we knew for a
literally
long time.
that we knew throughout most of our school.
That's crazy to think about.
Oh, the other Sam that like I was friends with like personally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sam,
I was friends with him too.
G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, George.
No, wait, no. Not in our class.
Not in our class?
I don't think so.
Oh, he was in yeah.
But like this teacher, when I remember this very clearly, that crying moment I was just talking about, she came over and was like, "What's wrong?
Why are you crying?"
And that was my first instinct was like I panicked and I almost said that I didn't want to be here. But instead I switched gears so fast and I was like, I need to think of something. I remember like looking out and she was like, "Are you okay?"
A part of me wishes.
It was like my cat died.
No.
Which worked because a year before I did have a cat that died, or we had to put it
A part
down.
of me wishes that first grade Wyatt said, "It's because I hate you."
To this day, I wish it was. I wish because I hate you.
That would have been awesome. That
I
would have
been
been the
gotten
best story.
so much trouble.
Dude, I honestly, she might have just smacked you upside the head.
And
we're not old enough for that to be okay in school.
No,
Like,
my parents probably would have gutted her if she did that.
I don't, dude. I think every parent would have gutted her.
I don't know. I don't think she would have made it out of the building. I think is what I'm saying. I think my
like
dad
even our principal,
my
had her
father
back
would have
back
just
then.
known, and it would have just
your
materialized.
Father, your father, like would have like felt it.
He would have just like through the multiverse known.
Time to get a 2 to 3 inch knife.
In the
Shut up. We'll talk about it later.
I think I'm funny.
And the joke would be that he would have gotten a 3.5 to 4 inch knife. Screw you.
Oh God, the day we tell that story is gonna be great.
If we ever tell it,
no one's gonna.
If we ever tell it,
no one will understand.
So, going forward a few years,
oh my God,
I was taller than my 5th grade teacher.
Yeah,
by a foot.
Yeah,
literally by a foot.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think you were also taller than my teacher by like a foot too, but
You
they were
tall,
both
taller
short.
Than everyone. By
I was
a foot.
taller than 95% of the teachers in the school. There was one teacher that was taller than me that I like know for sure was taller than me, and that was our PE teacher.
Yeah.
But I had a bigger foot than him though.
I'm so glad that
imagine a 5th grader
doesn't work anymore.
Imagine a 5th grader walking up to you and having a bigger foot than you.
Hey, wait a minute. What year was it? Because I remember being in the same lunchroom as it happened. And I'm sitting there eating my lunch, and you're like 2 tables away. And I just hear you go, "Ah!"
What?
You got stabbed with a fork.
Oh, yeah. By the same Abby we were talking about earlier.
I remember that happening so clearly. And then after that, wasn't that with a metal fork?
No, it was with the thick. It was with the thick plastic
ones.
The ones that we still turned in to be washed.
Yeah.
So not like disposable plastic ones, like the ones that we turned like
hard plastic.
Like
ones.
they're thick. It's like
Connor. Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
I bet you
$500 stabbed.
I bet you $500 that this Abby has no idea what we're talking about.
Oh no,
I remember this. Like we're sitting at lunch and she just turns and looks at me and stabs.
Goes for it.
Like, what is going on?
I remember just
like
I remember across the room.
I remember not even being mad. I was just like, what? I was like what? Like I had like I just couldn't believe like what happened.
I just remember
like,
that
I was
so clearly happening.
I was like, it's so funny to look back on because it's just like,
I remember.
Yeah, I got stabbed with a fork.
I don't know if Connor remembers this either, but I know I very clearly remember when the first Andrew Garfield movie came out.
Yeah.
And you.
Me?
You.
Me?
Were super, like, because Spider-Man to us was Tobey Maguire.
Right.
And he had web shooters in his wrist. That was, like, a part of his biology.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, what's this crap on his wrist. What is this? And you were like offended.
I was like, that's not how it works.
You were like,
That's not how it works.
you were like 10 and offended.
Oh, I was mad.
But then Wyatt and I had to explain to you, it was like, dude, that's how.
Well,
it's
then you were
always
like,
been.
have you ever picked up a comic book? I was like, not yet. I mean,
Is-
X-Men comic books, because that's all I read
remember
back
you
in
talking
the day.
about like Gwen Stacy. Like there was a trailer where she uses one of them because he's,
That's in 2, isn't it?
I remember that being a scene in the first one, or were you just talking about it like? I don't remember. I remember.
I
that
don't
being
remember
talked
what I
about
had for breakfast.
because it was at recess. I very clearly remember that part.
And now looking back on that, I'm like, and I went back and watched Spider-Man 1 a few months ago, and like it was like the first time in like a couple years I did, and I just was thinking to myself, that's freaking gross.
It's really gross.
I'm like, that's freaking gross.
Imagine being able to shoot that out of your wrist. Like one part that's like, oh, that's really cool, and then wait a minute, it's like, wait a minute, I have like an extra butthole on my wrist.
Right. It is.
Essentially, it's an extra hole. You have 2 extra holes on your wrists that shoot webs. Which to a child, that's like, awesome, I'm Spider-Man. And then you like get older and you're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, this is gross.
You have to clean that.
How does it dissolve after 1 hour?
Technically, we don't have proof that it does.
No.
But that was a thing in the Venture Brothers cartoon. God bless that show for getting me through life. There was a character, he was called the Brown Widow. He was a rip-off Spider-Man in New York.
Oh.
And he was also bit by a radioactive spider. But he has a lot of hair and bangs that cover the extra eyes that he grew.
Oh.
So he has extra eyes.
Oh.
And hair covers them. Gets better. He has like how a spider on the back
Mm-hmm.
has like the hole that shoots webs and it's above their butt?
Mm-hmm.
He has that. So he shoots webs from a hole that's just above his actual his glute muscles.
Yikes.
It gets funnier. I
Oh.
promise. Whenever something happens and he doesn't react quick enough, like a Peter Parker moment where he's like, if I catch this, they'll know I have spider sense, or they'll think something's weird. Like how Andrew Garfield grabs the football and just chucks it and it dents the post.
Yeah.
That. And he has a lot of moments like that in Venture Brothers, and he just craps his pants full of webs. Full of webs. And everybody's just like, hey, look, Jake crapped his pants again. And that's the character. I am serious.
Okay.
Yeah. So Connor, you have any other school stories?
Should we get out of elementary school here? Go to like middle school. We have about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, middle school we can't talk about a lot of it, because certain things happened. But yeah.
What are you referencing?
Bad times.
My middle school career was freaking awesome. I don't know what you're talking
we're
about.
talking about
A certain lady.
certain people doing
Yeah.
certain things to certain people.
Oh, you're talking about that. That's
Yeah.
like a minute thing that
Yeah,
happened.
But it's still like a thing, and it plays a lot on your mind. I understand him.
Tip
Like,
for Chad.
None of you will get that.
No, I'm sorry. Like that's like literally
it's
an
gonna be a
inside
part
joke
now. It's
in
gonna
between
continuously
the three of
happen.
us. Tip
All
for
right.
Chad.
All right, so I remember one time. Oh, remember I missed this, but remember apparently on field day, a bunch of kids dumped all the water bottles and flooded the top floor.
Yeah,
Nope.
I remember hearing about that,
I
and
don't remember.
we were in 7th grade at that time, and it was one of the other teams or something, and they just
One of the field days,
dumped all the bottles.
I think there was like 2 field days I missed because I was in trouble.
2
Oh,
out of
yeah.
the 3.
Oh, and the day, in elementary school where the DeLorean was brought in.
What?
You don't, wasn't that a thing?
Our class didn't get to see it because
What?
they left. They left.
Yeah,
early.
a Back to the Future DeLorean was brought to our school,
I'm gonna commit a war crime.
and I never saw it because my class was one of the classes that got to see it,
Yeah.
but I had to sit out because I was in trouble. Like 90% of my time before high school, I was in trouble like every day.
What year was this?
It was like
4th or 5th grade.
yeah, it was later on.
Wait,
It was
elementary
third.
school?
Yeah.
Yeah, in elementary school, a
That's
DeLorean
not
was brought to the
better.
school.
That's worse.
That's
I didn't
worse.
like any of those teachers.
But anyway, so what were you talking? So what happened with the water?
So a bunch of kids dumped bunch of water bottles on the top floor and it flooded.
Yeah.
How does it
Like
even
they all
work?
collect. They all
know.
collectively dumped their water bottles.
I just remember that being what we were
does that
told, and we were
work?
we were all confused. Like, how many water bottles did they dump?
Yeah, how many water bottles?
Like you would have had to like.
that doesn't even make sense. That's
right. It doesn't, but that's what we remember being told.
Because like I was gone. I had like, it's another story for another time. But I had something. I had the miss field day.
So
I was there.
So, what was there a situation? What was there a situation where were the 8th graders ever on the top floor?
Not while we were there.
Because I thought in when we were there, 7th graders were on the top floor.
Yeah.
But like that didn't make sense to me.
I thought the same
thing.
I thought that too.
But I
that,
think
like,
I
it
thought
doesn't
8th
make
grade
sense.
was in the top floor like 6th grade.
I don't think so. Emphasis on the think so. I'm pretty sure it was always like that.
Okay.
The 8th grade, or at least like I said, while we were there, it was like that.
Or you remember at Davidson? I don't know why I remember this, but there was the kindergarten. There was the kindergarten hallway, and then there was like the 1st through 3rd hallway, and then there was the 4th and 6th grade hallway, 4th and 5th grade hallway.
Yeah, and then
they switched it
all around.
We only had the 4th and 5th grade hallway for 1 year for 4th grade, and
Yeah.
I remember being pissed because I was like, "You took our hallway away, and you moved us back to where we were already for 3 years. F you!" Like I was so mad.
Yeah, like it seems like a very childish thing to be mad about because it kind of is.
Well, we were children.
Literally. But
Like you took our
you
way.
switched the hallways when all we wanted was to be in this one.
Yes, we waited all this time to be in this hallway,
We waited so long to go
and then
left.
you moved the 5th grade classes to the closest to the principal's office.
I think they did that on purpose.
I think they did that because of me.
I think it
I'm
was
not
because of a
gonna
lot
lie.
of people in like our
I'm not gonna lie.
age range.
I think it
5th
was
grade, I got sent to the principal a lot
in 5th grade.
How?
because I was being bullied by this other kid, and the principal would just call me in. And then there was also like other things I just
Sad.
did.
I went to the nurse's
said-
office a lot.
I did go to the nurse a lot.
Remember Mr. Shulak? Where's he at?
I don't know. I'm curious.
He was a counselor.
He was a pretty cool guy.
Kindergarten year. And you know what's crazy? He was my dad's counselor when he was in school.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that before.
Mhm. How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
I think he retired.
Well, yeah, he did retire, but like,
But where is he at now?
where did he go?
And I
What
wish
does he do?
So I was in the after school
Does
program.
he raise horses?
I don't know. I was
I don't even know where that one came from. But
I was in the after school program Adventure Club,
Yeah.
and I kind of wish you guys were in there because a lot of cool stuff went down in Adventure Club. Like every Friday we could bring a toy from home, and then we got to the point where everyone had DSs, so everyone bring a DS to school on Friday, and then we just like back when DSs, not everyone needed to have the game to play with each other.
dude, right?
I'm like, I was about to say why'd they stop doing that, but it's money.
Money.
But like, so like there would be like max players in a Mario Kart like game. We'd have tournaments. That was fun. And then Beyblades. Everyone brought Beyblades.
See, Fridays were like in elementary school. That was like the highlight of the week because my dad had the weekends off.
Mm-hmm.
So like every regular day of the week, it was normal. I'd just get in the car rider line or the bus at one point because my mom started taking longer shifts. But like, my parents would pick me up, and then on Fridays though, that's when my dad got to pick me up
Right.
because he used to work nights, and I never got to actually like see him that much other than on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a thing that I'd be ready for the weekend. And that really like through elementary school, I think honestly probably helped me get through first grade.
Looking forward to Friday.
Yeah, because
You were working a 40-hour week and you didn't even know.
because of that woman
You were working a full-time job.
trying to survive.
Working for the weekend, baby. Working for the weekend.
We just got to go forward.
Yeah.
7 hours, 5 days. What is that? 35 hours?
7 hours, 4 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days a week.
5 days a week. That's what I meant. Yeah, because 8 hours a week for 5 days is 40 hours.
Oh, that lady. She also put me in a tutoring program.
Yeah.
You
me
remember
too.
that every Tuesday
me
and
too.
Thursday?
Me too.
But like, I didn't even.
Can I say
My
something
classes
weird?
weren't even that. Go on.
You remember the kids who were in the speech classes because they were like still learning English,
Yeah. I mean,
or they had speech impediments?
I mean, those were two separate classes, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like that, there was like that little closet room that they
closet
went into.
room. I got
I
sent
don't
there for
know.
like English. For like writing.
I'm gonna say something weird. I was like jealous of those kids when I was little, because I was like, they get to leave class. It's cool because my understanding was, and because like I was friends with like some of the people who were in that class, they were like, yeah, we just go in there and chill and talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, you lucky son of a bitch. Like I want to do that.
I wanted to be in that because when I got sent there, I was just getting yelled at for like having bad handwriting.
I had
like,
terrible
we can't tell the
handwriting.
difference between your this and this, and I was like,
think it
you
was
clearly can.
I think it was our second grade teacher made me cry because my handwriting. She was like crapping on my handwriting so badly. She's like, this is the most like you should be in like kindergarten.
Wait.
Oh, I remember that.
Did you have this?
He had a different teacher than we did.
I had the one who got pregnant and then left and then never came back.
Oh yeah, so you had to just switch teachers.
Well, yeah, and that teacher, the tutor, I'm not the tutor, what am I trying to say here?
Substitute.
The substitute. Thank you, Connor. This is the one I was saying who was saying I had bad handwriting because I really just associate her with second grade because she was there longer than the real teacher was.
Yeah.
But she's the reason I write fours the way I do. Because I used to write fours like Fantastic Four.
Well, yeah, like the Fantastic Four logo.
That's how I used to write fours.
And then she like yelled at you.
And she was like, I can't tell if it's a 9.
What do you
And
mean
I
you
got
can't
this
tell if it's a
question on the
9?
math quiz right, or the math homework right. It was like 43 was the answer or something like that. And I got it right. And she's like, well, you wrote down 93. And I was like, what? I didn't know 9s had 90-degree and 45-degree angles on it.
Yeah.
Lady. And then I got sent to the office because I yelled at her.
I think that's fair. I think people like I think Connor's going to understand this too. I think people give crap to kids too much. When in that kind of situation, the kid is right. The kid is in full length.
But to be fair,
to be upset.
if I got yelled at by a kid in second grade about a 4,
you'd be upset.
I'd kick him. I'd kick him. I'd be like, get the fudge out of here, man. No one
But
likes
I feel like
you.
if you're writing it the way it looks on my hoodie right now,
My 4s looked exactly like that.
that is very clearly a 4.
Yeah.
And my 9s were, I was like, listen, lady, my 9s are rounded. And I pointed at her. I was like, this is a 9.
See this on the previous problem? That's a 9, and this is a 4.
Like,
Especially when you can tell if something's a right answer on it. Like, her job is to observe that. She can tell a 9 between a 4 if you've written a 9 and a 4.
first and second grade was not a couple good years with teachers for
Our
me.
second grade teacher, me and Connor,
Because Miss B,
she was a blessing.
which was the one who got pregnant, she was dope. She was nice. She taught me how to tie my shoes in second grade. She was like, Gary, I'm tired of tying your freaking shoes. So you're going to learn how to tie your shoes. And then I had to stay in at recess and learn how to tie my shoes. And I'm still not very good at it. No, I'm fine tying my shoes. But, like, I remember just being like, going home and be like, Mom, I did it. I learned how to tie my shoes. And she was like, it's about time.
Like
She wasn't even like, good job. She was like, it's about time.
voice deep and looked her dead in the eye. I did it.
I did it.
I tied the shoe.
I tied my shoe.
Mother, I tied my shoe.
Okay, do you guys have any high school stories?
Oh man,
Because this is like the most recent.
forgot my band uniform.
I mean,
Oh yeah, why I forgot his band uniform
at a competition,
and no one let him
Freshman
live
year.
it down for the rest of high school.
what's high
It's
school?
pretty much the story.
What high school stories do I have?
You have the one where robotics was sprinting at the
Oh,
parade.
yeah, so,
That's one of
like-
my favorite robotics stories.
So like, okay, so the robot died while we're like doing the parade thing. Like it just stopped working.
What was it? Homecoming parade?
Yes.
It was homecoming.
Okay.
Was it our senior or junior year?
I don't know. All I know is that Webb thought it was the funniest thing. Seeing, he was like, a whole bunch of nerds just come sprinting around the corner, and then Connor's leading the charge, is what he said, or something like that.
Oh no! It was senior year. It was senior year, and I freaking I went off with the, with the robot because I was making sure everything was gonna be okay with it, along with a bunch of other kids and the driver, and then it just kind of stalled out and we were just like, oh, that's not good.
Were you guys the last in the parade, or did people pass you?
People passed us.
Okay.
Well, like, the actual float kept on going,
Okay.
but the robot was behind. So we were just trying to catch up, and I think we ended up like I think we ended up having to just pick up the robot and carry it in small increments and like trade
Because
off.
those things are not.
They are
light.
heavy.
Yeah, they are not light.
They're heavy.
This is a battle bot, like right?
Not a battle bot.
Yeah, not exactly.
But it was a
a
bunch
robot
of
built
metal.
for competition.
Yes.
What kind of competition?
It
Like,
depends on it. It
depends on
changes
the
every
year.
year.
Okay.
Changes every year.
Most likely moving large balls.
Okay. I do that every day.
Yeah?
Getting out of bed in the morning.
Actually, this one was
Lug them over the side.
yeah. It usually involves shooting balls and
It's just a robot with a
Wyatt.
gun, and he's just like, gonna pop it in your sack!
All right. So
One bullet, two bullet. All I see is one ball left.
okay.
Only takes one bullet.
What other stories do I have?
I have a third ball. Cut that out. Edit me, father.
Edit me, father. Edit me, father, for I have sinned.
I can talk about going to state with choir.
Do it.
That was cool.
Talk about it.
That's all I have to
Do
say.
it right
No.
now. Screw you.
I went to state with choir, which was dope. That's all I have to say about that.
I went to London.
Why I went to London?
I also went
didn't.
to Disney World
I didn't.
for a school trip.
We were supposed to go. Oh, I can talk about the choir trip fiasco. So
Which one?
the senior year one. Shirley our choir
We'll
teacher.
fix.
someone
Someone will fix it.
Our choir teacher pitches this idea. You guys want to go to Rome and sing in the Vatican?
Oh my god.
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, yes, let's go." And then we're like, we literally we're getting like he's preparing to go to Rome to sing in the Vatican. Like that's crazy.
The Vatican.
Like we're preparing it. We're like talking prices, and he's like, "Okay, guys, like." Because I think London was the last overseas trip that the district ever did.
Yeah, and then like the Spanish club was going to go to Costa Rica, which every other club was not. Like no one after the London trip was supposed to go to another country.
Right, which made me mad. And that was the reason like Rome got thrown out of the picture. And then it was L.A. or New Orleans. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god! If you went to New Orleans,
I
I
was
would've
like-
been so jealous.
I was like, oh my god, we're going to New Orleans. And everyone's like, I want to go to
New
I
Orleans.
want to go to L.A. Go to the beach. I'm like, y'all suck.
Do you understand
Y'all
what New Orleans is?
Suck. We can go to Cafe Du Monde. We can go listen to some actual jazz music.
Go
where-
to Zombie's House of Voodoo.
Right, that too. And like everyone was like, "No, I want to go to L.A." So then it was L.A. that we were gonna go to. That got thrown out the window.
Oh yeah.
We actually, and then we were going to where were we going to? It was somewhere. Then we were going to Chicago. We paid our first payment for Chicago
for band.
for
Was
for
choir
for
also
choir.
going to
Yeah, choir was
Chicago?
gonna go to Chicago as well. We put our first. I put my payment down for that, and maybe no. I'm getting confused here. This whole story that I'm telling right now happened junior year, so it didn't get canceled due to COVID.
Okay.
The Chicago trip for band did get canceled due to COVID,
Yeah.
and we paid the first thing for that too.
Did you get
But-
your money back?
For band, like 8 months later.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that
Um,
had to happen.
But then in choir, we were going to go to Chicago, and we paid our first thing as well. And we couldn't do that.
Why?
yeah, what fell through?
I have no clue. We surely there was this competition going on, and not enough schools signed up. There was like 4 schools that signed up for it. So that got canceled. We got our money back for that. Then we're like, where are we going to go? You know where we end up fucking going? Oh, we know where we end up going.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No, about the same. We go to Omaha. We go to Omaha to the zoo.
You sing at a giraffe.
No, we didn't even. We had a workshop with like a college director up there that Shirley knew.
All right.
You don't know how mad I was that we started
It
at the
was-
Vatican and
It
ended at a
in
freaking
Omaha.
zoo in Omaha in the dead of winter.
Ew.
It was like this time.
But with actual snow,
With,
didn't it?
Yeah. It was this time at a zoo. We're like, you know how like our main theme at Kansas City Zoo, which is a great zoo, is like Africa?
Yeah.
Theirs is basically like Omaha Zoo is like they focus on like desert animals
No desert animal's gonna be out.
Yeah.
in winter.
Well, no, that's the thing. They actually have a bunch of domes that
they have a
keep them in.
dome, but like still,
I still haven't gone to the Omaha Zoo.
it's pretty cool. But
We
like,
should do that as a road trip over the summer.
I'd rather go to St. Louis Zoo, to be honest.
St. Louis Zoo is very nice.
Right.
I've been there. Connor, you want to go to St. Louis?
and it's free.
It is free.
Mhm.
Parking kind of sucks.
Top tier list. All the zoos we've been to,
And they're parking.
and they're parking.
their parking.
All right, I don't know if you have one more story to tell, but we only have time for one more story, or we could just end it here.
Let's just end it here.
I was supposed to go to New York.
Tell it.
COVID canceled it. We were supposed to go see some Broadway shows.
We were supposed to go to Chicago. and
Yeah,
COVID
band was
canceled.
I
supposed
went
to
to
go to
Chicago.
Chicago.
Woo!
I wasn't gonna go on the band trip to Chicago because New
You're
York.
gonna go on the theater one.
Yeah, New York was just like, dude,
New
York.
York.
We were gonna go to.
If
a
we ever get big
museum.
enough, that's where I want to move to. Is New
dude,
York.
it's gonna cost a lot, but it'd be cool
But like, imagine having an office
It's
space
like
in Manhattan.
in
like,
Manhattan. We'd have to get ripped and have superhero costumes. That's the only
well,
answer.
yeah.
Right, Connor?
Yeah,
You can be Spider-Man. You want to be Spider-Man?
I'm kind of need to build some muscle in my abs before I'm Spider-Man.
Well, I need to lose a bunch of weight before that too.
I'm just gonna be the
We
blob.
could just. I was gonna say we could just get a woman and be the Fantastic Four.
Johnny, Mr. Fantastic thing, I guess.
Now hold on here, sport.
The thing is the big. You know, thing.
He's the biggest.
You know the
but
canon height for the thing is 6 foot.
That does not sound.
I
right.
swear, if you go to like Marvel's
He's the same height as
website,
the Hulk.
nah.
When did he get shorter than the Hulk? He's always like the same size when they go to fight each other.
If you go to Marvel's website and you type in thing, and you go to like his like stats, he's like 6 foot tall.
Well, it's a good thing I'm exactly 6 feet tall,
Yeah, but Mr. Fantastic is not tall. Like he's never been taller than the thing ever.
unless he stretches.
Well, yeah, but like
I'm short.
I would love to be Mr. Fantastic, but it just wouldn't look as good.
I am Rock Boy.
But I love stretchy powers.
Connor,
But
what's-
on the note of stretchy powers and being Fantastic Four,
Connor, object to this. Intervene. Something. Tell us.
one of us just needs to get a.
Don't just shrug.
We need to decide who's gonna be, or we just need a blonde. One of us needs a blonde girlfriend. To be,
God dang it, Connor. He's already on it.
dude. There's our Invisible Woman.
Problem solved.
But it's kind of weird if
To New York.
it's kind of weird if the Human Torch and the Invisible.
It's fine. We'll move to Alabama instead.
Move to Alabama. Anyway,
I'll play the banjo. You can play the spoons.
I know how to play the harmonica too a little bit. Anyway, on that note of harmonica in
My brother
Alabama
could be like the little robot thing.
and
that they have.
incestual things. Wyatt, what's the
Hold
secret
on,
word
hold on.
for
Do you want,
this
do you want me to do
episode?
like a full outro Alabama style?
No, just tell us what the secret word is.
The secret word is.
Sweet home.
I was about to say sweet home, but it's 2 words. The secret word will be London.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Please make sure to subscribe. And if you click subscribe, there's a little bell little thing next to the subscribe button. And you need to press that because it helps us. So yeah, and it lets you know when a new video comes out. So that's pretty cool as well.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, on that note, I'll see you guys
Oh, yeah?
in the next episode. But